So this new show, House of the Dragon, just came out, or is at least about to come out from what I understand. Yeah, it says August 21st. What's today? Oh, so I guess that is today. So I guess the premiere of House of the Dragon is out right now, and I'm going to be honest with you, I have no desire to watch this show. I figured I'll check out the trailer for it right now in this video, but I wanted to use this time to briefly talk about not only this show, but also about Game of Thrones and the awful atrocity that was that show. Look, I don't want to judge a book too far by its cover, but Game of Thrones was one of my all-time favorite shows ever. It really was. It was a fantastic series up until season 7, and then boom, that slap in the face of season 8. That show went from being one of my favorites to one of my least favorite shows I've ever seen. Everything about the season, and I mean seriously everything, and I apologize you're seeing my disgusting room, but every single thing about that last season was an atrocity. Just downright disgusting. They character assassinated, like, everyone. Not only was it Jaime, not only was it, whatever the main character's name is, the one who died, Jon Snow, that guy. I can't even remember the characters' names. That's how long it's been. You get the point. All the characters, Sansa, the little murderer lady, the little one with the man of many faces. Just, it was character assassination. For instance, what's her name? Man of many faces, the girl. She had a great story. Learning that entire craft, she went away to basically just study that entire craft, just to do what at the end? Not use it for the finale? Not at all. Like, at all. You had a fantastic opportunity for someone to kill Cersei using that. Like, using that Man of Many Faces power, but no. Just 2 years of character building went to shit. Same with every character. Jon Snow, you know what? I'll be honest with you. I kind of like that at the end. He went off to the wildlings. And then, yeah, I can't think of any other story that I even remotely cared about. Sansa's was okay because she was, I guess, the Queen of the North or whatever at the end of it. But regardless, the show ended so poorly. And it's because you had the two brothers, the two writing people, D.B. Weiss and Cooper or whatever their names are. I don't even know their names. D.B. Cooper, the guy who jumped off the plane. I don't know. They did a horrible job because it was very clear they wanted to cash out of it and just move on. So they got really lazy. Whether they heard, what the actual thing was from the writer of the show, which I forget his name now too because it's been that long. I guess I'm getting a little heated. The point I'm making is Game of Thrones ended horribly. So for me to see a show like this, The House of the Dragon, come back and try to be a whole Game of Thrones spinoff, I'm going to have a hard time naturally accepting that it's probably going to be good. Mind you, I had this exact problem with Better Call Saul. I did not care for Jimmy McGill. I'm saying Jimmy McGill. I didn't care for Saul Goodman in Breaking Bad that much. So for them to do a spin-off about him, I was like, well, this is stupid. I'm not going to watch this. So I feel the exact same way right now about House of the Dragon. I'm going to be honest with you. I have no desire to watch this show. Maybe I'll check it out. I'm not sure. But as of right now, no desire. I just want to see this trailer. And then maybe if I remember the characters' names, Arya. She's the one. She's the woman of many faces, that one. I loved her character, right? But then by the end of the show, they just ruined it because they didn't use it. They spent so much time developing that storyline of her with those people and training to be the woman of many faces and all that. Yet, yeah, she kills the Night King. But okay. But we don't see her take any of that Man of Many Faces stuff into action in the end of it. So, what was the point of all that character development? It really pisses me off. Now I'm going to jump back here really quickly because now I'm remembering names. Now I'm remembering stuff. And by the way, speaking of it, the Night King, the whole fucking plot of the show that opened the show, it was like the first scene in the show. They ruin it by just Arya killing him and boom, done? Okay. Who were you? What were you? Why were you here? Why did you want to take out everyone? It baffles my mind, the level of stupidity that those writers put us all as an audience through. And you could see it in the way the cast reflected on the series. You could see it just in general. Everyone hated it. I really am remiss. I can't think of anyone who actually liked the last season of Game of Thrones. And that's why when you see something like House of the Dragon coming out, it's like, well, who gives a shit? However, I'm not going to lie. The trailers that I saw on TV, and I don't know if this is the same one that we're about to watch, but the trailers that I did see on TV, they looked like kind of okay. They didn't look bad. It felt very reminiscent of Daenerys and all that stuff, which, by the way, may I add, a lot of people had a problem with the way Daenerys just turned mad at the end of the series, but I didn't really mind that. I mean, I'm glad that that's what happened. It's just the problem was it was so unbelievable because the way the writers screwed it up. They made it go from like one time she was fine to the next minute she's just evil, just like worse than, I was going to say someone's name who I probably shouldn't say, but worse than the person from the 1940s who had a small mustache. They made her out to be like worse than him, and all in the span of what, like one episode of character building for that. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I hope for the books that that's where she goes, but I hope they develop it, because in the actual show, the adaptation, it was so piss poor, it really just put the whole show to shame. So I'm going to do kind of what I did, and I don't care for spoilers personally, like that's just not how I am. So I'm going to browse through Reddit. I'm here on Reddit right now. I'm going to take a look at what people are talking about. But it looks like maybe the episode's still going on. Before I do that, I'm going to watch the trailer really quickly. So let's see. See, like this looks like Daenerys.
What is this?
Is this supposed to be Daenerys?
Brief, mortal life. If not the pursuit of legacy.
I, Rickon Stark.
I call it Valarian.
Oh, okay, it's
I, Roman Baratheon.
Promise to be faithful to King Viserys and to his name,
Viserys.
Princess Rhaenyra.
Rhaenyra Targaryen.
Men would sooner put the realm to the torch than see a woman ascend the Iron Throne.
So is that supposed to be young Daenerys?
We play an ugly game. You have the determination to win it.
I'm guessing that's supposed to be young Daenerys? I don't know, but how young is Daenerys supposed to be in the show?
History does not remember blood.
Oh, whoa, there's dragons in it.
It remembers names.
I don't know, like, I could already tell based off of this that it's not gonna be anything like Game of Thrones was in scope. I mean, I could be dead wrong, but the problem is Game of Thrones had something to build off of. Does House of the Dragon have something to build off of? That's actually a genuine question I'm curious of. Is House of the Dragon an actual book? Let's see. I'm actually curious because I'm not too sure. Maybe it is. Fire and Blood. Let's see. Fire and Blood is a fantasy American writer. It tells the story of the House of Targaryen. Okay, so I guess there's story to tell there. So maybe they do have source material to go off of. And I wonder, I don't know, and I'm not going to spend too much time looking it up, but I wonder if the same people who made Game of Thrones are actually, like, some of the same people are working on it. And I'm not talking about, like, D.B. Weiss and those guys, the Dumb and Dumber guys. I'm just wondering, because if it was produced similarly to Game of Thrones, it may be good, but it ultimately depends on the writing. Because that was the problem with Game of Thrones. The writing was fantastic when they had material to adapt. So maybe this is going to be the same way. Maybe it's going to be great because they have material to adapt. I don't know, man. Game of Thrones just left such a sour taste in my mouth. Like, it could have went down in history as the best show ever. But instead, it went down, in my opinion, as the worst show ever. But let's see. Okay, so we're going to jump right into this Reddit stuff like I've been doing with my other videos, except this time I didn't watch. Like I said, I don't really care, so I'm okay with the spoilers this time around. So we have from Razor's Edge 73. I hope the dragon CGI gets better. I think the Game of Thrones dragon looked more realistic, or is it just me? Okay. Let's see. I don't know. I haven't been there yet. Let's see. JR Doozy 10 says, Damon strikes me as the ancestor of the Mad King. I don't know what this is about. Let's see. 3B854 says, the king is just too weak. Get a hold of your brother. Let's see. I'm going to jump around a little bit because I don't know what's going on. And I'm realizing that this is probably not the best way to go about this when I haven't even seen it yet to talk about anything. Oh, okay. So I guess someone says Dracarys in this because Katana America says the first Dracarys. Let's see. You know what? Hold on. Before I even jump any further, I want to look up House of the Dragon and see what it's about. Because I have no idea what this is about. Let's see. Let's see. It says it right here. Okay, got it. There's no way it's going to be as good as Better Call Saul as a prequel. I'm just so spoiled by that show because you're never going to find anything that good. And really, I should be reviewing the show tonight because that's what everyone's doing, but I don't really give a shit to do it. Let's see. Is something missing in your life, and that is preternaturally blonde actresses writing CGI. Okay, I don't know. I can't even read. Let's see. What is House of the Dragon? House of the Dragon is the first fruit of the HBO's long germinating plan to expand the Game of Thrones universe beyond the titular series. It's about the dance of the dragons, a Targaryen civil war that pitted sister against brother, uncle against husband, uncle-husband against brother-husband, and dragon against dragon. Also an entity entirely separate from the most recent entry in the Song of Ice and Fire novels, A Dance with the Dragons. The bones of the House of the Dragon story come from the supplementary material George R. R. Martin released in the years since, including the history tome Fire and Blood and the novellas The Princess and the Queen and the Rogue Prince, which means that if you so choose, you can head to a bookstore right now and find out how it's going to end, considering the way Thrones wrapped up its run. That may be a good thing. Okay, honestly, nothing about this sounds interesting to me. I'll just be completely honest with you. This is the way I'm going to do it. And I was going through Reddit, and honestly, I don't know what the series is about, really, so, like, I haven't seen the episode, so it's going to be hard for me to go through Reddit's reactions when I haven't seen it. So I'm not going to do that. But what I am going to say is I'm not going to watch this show until I hear from people whether it's good or not, whether it's worth the time. Maybe I'll check Reddit a little bit more. But right now, I have no interest to see this show. Just none. So, I don't know. Fantasy's never been the genre for me to begin with. But also, I'm just so... I don't have any good taste in my mouth from Game of Thrones and that franchise overall after that abysmal ending. So, yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch The Boys and I'm going to watch Mad Men because I've never seen either of those shows. I've heard fantastic things about both of them. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to watch probably The Boys first. And then when I get time, I'll watch Mad Men or maybe Yellowstone, but probably Mad Men. And then we'll go from there. I'll post some reviews, maybe of the seasons. I don't want to post every episode reviews. I just want to post reviews about how I like the show so far. Because, again, I don't want to make this channel all TV series reviews. But I'm going to make, some TV show reviews about shows that I like to watch. I'm going to be watching The Boys. I'm going to make videos about The Boys. Yeah, that's it. I'm not going to be watching this show anytime soon. That may change, but I'm not going to be watching it unless I hear it's like, oh, you got to see it. It's too soon to tell, I think. That's about it, guys. Peace out.